Good morning, team. Welcome back to episode number 9 of Cajun Tiger Plays. This is a Let's Play series for Dyson Sphere Program. I am Cajun Tiger, and we are going to get started right away. We're going to grab 6 stacks of graphene that we made last time. If you'll recall, we set up our Planetary Logistics Stations. You can see our drones flying overhead, getting lots done for us. We will come over here and we're going to grab 18 stacks of our titanium to take back with us. And then finally, we'll fly down here and take 18 stacks of our silicon. And not taking a full 20, I'll explain that in just a minute, because we're going to leave open a little bit of inventory space so that we can take 2 stacks of steel. We want to take these electromagnetic turbines. I'm actually going to press our C button and put our fuel in there and right click to clear that so that we can take all of the foundations that we have here as well. All right, now if we come over here and look, you can see Fixidus 1 is there in the distance. We're facing it, so if we press V and scroll out, we can see Fixidus 4 is basically on the other side of our planet away from the sun. So that just helps us get a little bit of orientation so we can fly around the planet and find our home world. Start heading back with all of the things in our inventory. So square away on the planet, increase our speed with the shift button so that we can get there faster, not using all our energy because we want to save some for maneuvering. And as we're traveling, I'm just going to let you guys in on a little background behind the scenes stuff. I record these on the weekends, try to get 3 recorded each weekend so that I can publish 3 each week. This weekend has been a technological blunder, one after another. Something happened with my sound settings, and I wasn't able to get things working for almost half a day on Saturday. So things are a little bit crazy right now, and it's working though. So we're good. All right, we're here back at our home, and let's see, we are going to need to come over here first because we do have full inventory. And we're going to drop off all of the graphene that we brought back with us into here so that we can start making the particle containers. And that's going to feed into here. We have 80 of these processors. We need 4 more planetary logistics system stations. So if you recall, there's 40 for each one. So 80 gives us 2. If we come in here, we have 49. That'll give us 3. So we need about 40 more of these processors. We need 2 of the microcrystalline components. So that means we'll need 80 of those. And in order to get 80 of those, we'll need 2 silicon. So that's about 160. So we're just going to dump 2 stacks of silicon in there. And then we're going to come down here and put all the rest of our silicon in here. We're also, since we now have 66 of our drones, logistics drones, we're going to delete that. We're going to pirate it real quick. We're going to delete the connection there, and we're going to connect here so that all of the silicon can be making processors. And the reason for that, we're going to jump in the technology tree because we need to make some changes in here. We were headed for this interstellar logistics system, and remember we needed yellow science. Well, we're almost there. We're almost to the point of needing yellow science, and we are still a little bit away from having yellow science. But when we get there, these interstellar logistic vessels use 10 circuits. So we want to build up enough. We want to have 20 of these vessels if we can, and that's going to mean we need at least 10 and 1 of these before we head back to the other planet. So that's going to be 10 vessels, 10 circuits, so that's 100 circuits total. So we need about 200 of those. We'll collect them here and end up making those logistic vessels sooner rather than later. All right, while we're passing by, we're going to go ahead and grab some things. Just so that you're aware, when you right click, you can use your mouse to move this. You can also type in a number. We only want 10 of these power plants. Same here. We're only going to get 10 of these. We're going to get a full stack of our depots, half a stack of our miners, full stack of assemblers, full stack of smelters. I'm going to grab half a stack of these, whatever those things are, plasma exciters, full stack of power. We're only going to grab one stack of our inserters, our sorters. We're going to put all these that we brought with us back. We're going to put them in there so they can be used. We do want to come over here and we're going to grab all of the belts that we can grab. We're going to get 2 stacks of glass and we're going to get 2 stacks of stone. We should have been doing this all along as opposed to grabbing raw stone out of our chest over there, out of our depot, our miners, but I wasn't thinking straight. So we're also going to come through here and grab all of this construction material, and we're going to grab iron out of there. Now we have a little bit of an issue. It pays to look at your base every now and again and find things like this. Apparently when we fixed this before, I failed to actually fix the belt. I apologize if you saw it and were hollering at me, fix the belt, fix the belt. But there we go. Now that belt is fixed and we'll be getting the use of that iron. Okay, now we're going to dump all of our silicon there. And what we want to do next, we're going to hit P and look at our power. And you'll be able to see we are not quite reaching sufficiency because we've taken out some of our solar, our wind turbines, and we've also added quite a bit of stuff to our world. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend this belt out and we're going to add just a little bit more power production. We can't use our shift click because, oh, we can use our shift click. No, we can't. We're lacking an item, but that's okay. We can still, I think, nope, it's not going to let us shift click at all. So we will just grab our power plants out of here. We'll have to hit the tick button, which is the tilde, which is the top left. You can see that on the right high, well, no, it's not there. On the right side of the screen. I thought it would be there, but it's not. Anyway, all that said, that tick mark removes the connectors. So that gives us the ability to place this. So we're gonna just place them down and we'll feed fuel in with our new inserters, our new sorters. There, and now we can click and paste this one back all the way over there, and that should get fuel into all of them. Now all of them are running. Now if we go into our power screen, we're back at achieving full sufficiency. Okay, so our next step is here. We're going to clear out these little things here. We talked about this before. In order to make our yellow science, we need diamonds. Diamonds are made from energetic graphite, and that's it. So we can use the fact that we've got excess here. We can use a couple of smelters, and we can create a small little diamond output here, which will help us as we go forward. So let's build our belt there, and we can put our recipe for diamonds, and we can harvest a little bit of this extra graphene, energetic graphene that we have, and output it to make diamonds, and that will give us the diamonds that we need for our yellow science, our structure matrices. We'll put a depot there, and we'll bring the diamonds in. Oops, bring the diamonds into that depot. The other thing that we needed for yellow science for matrix crystals is, if I can press the right button, the organic crystals so that we can make titanium crystals. Now, we need 1 titanium crystal for each one. We need 1 organic crystal for each titanium crystal. So that means we're going to need a sum total of 200 titanium crystals. So what we're going to do is or 200 organic crystals, excuse me. We're going to build a little bit of an assembler here and some stuff to feed into it. Bring our power pole there and go ahead and fuel up while we're here. That gets our fuel taken care of for a while. We'll grab these organic crystals because the more organic crystals we have, the fewer we have to make. So we are at 88 right now. So that's good. That's a good thing. That means that's a little over 100 that we have to make, 112. I also know that when we're about to have to go do some harvesting, and when we do some harvesting, we will get more organic crystals. In the meantime, we can have our current wood and our current leaves used to make more organic crystals. Unfortunately, in order to make 100 of them, as you can see the recipe down there, we need 3,000 leaves or 2,000 and 2,000 wood, and then we need a bunch of water. So we don't have enough wood to do that. So just to make 100, we needed 2,000 to 3,000. Sorry, I'm getting my numbers mixed up. We need 3,000 leaves. Oops. And we needed 1,000 wood. So we don't even have 1,000 wood yet. We're close. We have 850. So we're going to go ahead and let that run for now. The other thing we're going to do before we get too far is, let's go into our F menu to build. We need to build some water pumps. So we'll build 3 of those real quick. And then we'll go into our technology menu. And since we're not going to have yellow science and we're almost done here, we're going to stop that. We're going to not research those. We are going to come in here and we're going to grab some upgrades instead. So we're just going to go top to bottom and grab all the upgrades that we want to get. Again, we're skipping the reconstruction because it's not necessary for this playthrough. And we're skipping the energy shield again, also not necessary for this playthrough. That'll give us everything in tier 2 of our upgrades, and we can't get unlocked tier 3 until we get yellow. We can't unlock cosmic exploration until we get purple. So we're going to leave that for now. There are some things down here. We could eventually get our next level of vertical construction. We can update our carriers if we want to, but we're going to leave that for now. First thing we're going to do is come over here and drop some foundations across this way. And that will allow us to take these water pumps and drop them here. We'll need to get some power to them. Do that here, and then we'll take the water out of there all the way down to our parallel over here, get all of that water out, and take the water into here. And when that finishes, we'll be able to see that the water flows freely. Quite as freely as the spice flows, but the water flows freely. There we go. So we're getting a full belt of water for now. That will eventually empty. It will be a partial belt. Now we're going to come over here, and part of the reason we're coming over here is we're going to tap into this crude oil seep. We need to make sulfuric acid in order to make the advanced high strength titanium alloy. So we're going to just come through here and clear. We're going to clear as many of these trees as we can and leaves. Oops, that was a rock, sorry. So that we can get the necessary components to make our yellow science. And we're knocking out our upgrades because our research is going very fast and very well. I think it was Nilhouse. I'm not sure. Maybe he heard it from somebody else who discovered that these yellow trees seem to produce organic crystals when you harvest them more often than the green trees do. So that was the other reason I wanted to come over here and do these. There's quite a bit of yellow trees in this area. So we'll jump into our inventory again and sort things, and you can see we've already got, here's a yellow tree, we had 25. Oh, we didn't get any from that one, of course, because I was talking about it. So let's finish harvesting here. Here's another yellow tree. Let's see if we get organic crystals from that one. Nope, we didn't. Okay, so we did get some more wood. Again, we had 800 and we needed to get a little bit more. We should have enough now because remember we had 88 organic crystals and we're going to add 25 more. So now we have 121. So no, we do not have nearly enough wood yet. Sorry, we need less than 100. About what did we have here? 21, 22. So we still need what, 78. So about 2,000 wood. Not quite 2,000, but close to 2,000 wood. So we're just going to dump all of our wood in there, and we're going to need more wood, so we're going to go harvest some more wood. While we're here, we'll dump our titanium ingots in. The other area that we're going to be working later today or in our next episode is over here. So we're going to harvest, we'll grab leaves while we're at it, and pull some of these trees from here so that we can get more wood for our process. Again, grab some leaves while we're at it just because we're here. All right, we're filled up there. While we're doing all of this manual harvesting, I'm going to do today's shout out. Another shout out that you might think is a little bit weird, but it's my channel. I get to do my shout outs the way I want to. So today's shout out is for the city of New Orleans. Yes, that is the city of my birth. That is why I am Cajun Tiger. You may not know it, but New Orleans and the Louisiana area in general, big LSU fan, and I love watching LSU, particularly, as I mentioned last time, LSU baseball. And I love LSU Tigers. The Tigers is their mascot. New Orleans is a popular, LSU is a popular fan base in New Orleans, and my grandpa was a big fan, so I kind of honor him a little bit by being a LSU fan these days. I am on my mom's grandparents' side. I am Cajun. Yes, I don't sound like it, but if you get me around my relatives that still live in that area for too long, it comes out pretty quick in my accent. Maybe when we get closer to Christmas, I will read some of the Cajun Night Before Christmas for you guys and let you hear my Cajun accent spill through there. All right, what do we have here? We've got another 400 wood, another 23 organic crystals, and a few leaves that we can drop in there. All right, what we're going to do next is we want to turn these organic crystals into the titanium crystals that we need to make our yellow science. So in order to do that, we need another assembler that makes titanium crystals. Now, the recipe here is 3 titanium and 1 organic crystal. Now, again, remember, we needed 200 of these, so that's going to be 600 titanium. So we'll grab 600 titanium, and we will put our sorters here to make the titanium crystals. And titanium crystals, all of that needs a little bit of power. So let's drop another Tesla tower there. All right, so with titanium crystals coming here and diamonds up here, which We already have more than our 200 diamonds that we needed. We probably should limit that box. I forgot to do that earlier. That's okay. Now, we can start making yellow science. In order to make yellow science, we obviously...
Congratulations. You've obtained metadata, a reward from Center Brain for uploading matrices.
Upgrade.
Metadata is a more advanced information carrier instantiated from matrices, and it has more complicated data structure. Use it to buy out technologies, or convert it back as the corresponding matrices. Keep uploading matrices to obtain more metadata. Open the stats panel for detailed calculation rules.
Okay, that's a little confusing. I'm going to jump in real quick and show you. Metadata here shows up like this, and it's based on you obtain metadata by producing matrices at a particular yield per minute. So because I've played the game before, I gain metadata, and when you go to a new technology that we can actually research, you can actually click here to buy out that technology with metadata. We are not doing that, something that it is generally something that is done by folks doing speed runs and people who are just bypassing the early game for whatever reason, just because that's the way that they want to play. And they built that into the system so that people could do that if they chose. So we're not going to do that though. We are going to build a little bit of an array here to take our titanium crystals and our diamonds and use them in making yellow structure matrix. I spoke too soon about my technology issues. It looks like I might be running out of battery in my mouse as well. So we will see how things go. As soon as we get these yellow matrices done, we will add our technology back. Let's put a Tesla tower there. And we're just going to bring these straight along here. We will remove a couple of sorters, not inserters. A couple of sorters there, and then we will add sorters for the yellow matrices. And we need to add some sorters to get them out of this particular mini matrix build that we have. I only did 2 because I don't think we're going to back up a whole lot. Well, we're backing up here, so maybe we'll do a couple more before we finish for today. We'll add a couple more of those. And we do want to go back into our technology now that we are finally getting our structure matrices, and we can restart the high strength titanium alloy that we need and the interstellar logistics systems. All right, all of that done. We're going to jump back into our power production screen and see we're still good here with that. So we are going to call it a day for today. What we're going to be working on next is we're going to tap into this stone. I want to hang on just for a little bit, let you guys see our yellow science actually start getting used. Hopefully this research will go pretty quickly and we'll be able to see that before the end of this episode. If not, we'll talk about it at the beginning of our next episode. So for our high strength titanium, we actually need that titanium, we need steel, and we need sulfuric acid. We already have the recipe to make sulfuric acid here. It is made in a chemical facility. It uses the refined oil, stone, and water. Well, we have stone and water right here that we can use. And remember, we looked at that oil seep. There's our gas giant rising. We looked at the oil seep over here where we cleared some area, and we can tap into that. And if you guys recall, we have planetary logistics systems. So we have them right here. We have 4 of them, which is exactly what we wanted. We're going to stop putting those in because we'll need those for our interstellar logistics systems. We can always grab them up here if we need them. But the beauty is now we have 4 of those. The interstellar logistics system uses 1 each. So we want 1 for our planet, 1 for the other world that we've gone to. Then we're going to need 2 others of these, 1 for over by our oil seep and 1 for over here to feed into our chemical plants to make sulfuric acid. We'll build a little bit of steel here, make those titanium smelters, and then bring the titanium in here to actually start making our rockets that we want so that we can make our interplanetary logistics drones. So all that's coming hopefully in the next episode, and we will hopefully finish that episode by actually going into our other planet and dropping off that interstellar logistics station. Our red science is cranking it right out, but we're using a bunch of it for this. So we are at time. Looks like we're at 30 minutes. I genuinely appreciate all of you following along, watching this. I hope you're enjoying it. I certainly am enjoying this playthrough. Like I said, it's been a while since I played this game. I definitely enjoy it, and hope you're enjoying it as well. And if you are, think about giving me a like, a follow, maybe even subscribe so you can get notice when new episodes come up. I will catch up with you next time. Remember, that's Tron. He fights for the users. Keep building, team.